All right, what if you could send one email and get 20 Google reviews? That is what one of my clients got to experience last week with Lightspeed Social Agency. So we sent out one email, and I'm going to talk you through what that email looked like to their entire customer list. And they got 20 Google reviews on their profile. They went from about 60 reviews to over 80 reviews. That is so awesome. It gets us one step closer to that goal of passing 100 Google reviews, which is what I think every lawn care business should set as their goal, is getting triple-digit Google reviews. I think it massively increases your credibility, makes you look more professional, makes you look like an established brand in your market. So I had successfully sent one email and got 20 Google reviews out of it. So I want to talk to you about what that email looked like and how you can set it up. We'll even dive into a little bit of how I set up the automation for this customer so that they get steady Google reviews for months and years to come. So let's dive in. We covered writing emails a little bit last week on the channel. So if you haven't watched that, I think you should go back, give that a watch too after this video. But to quickly recap kind of what we talked about there, we want to think about our subject line as the hook, and then the body of the email as reeling them in toward whatever small next step of action we want them to take. We never want to ask someone in an email to take 3 pieces of action. We never want to give them 12 options for action they should take. We want it to be one simple step that they take that is moving them toward our goal. And in this case, it's just, hey, will you write us a Google review, right? It's a pretty simple piece of action. We give them a link to where they can do it directly to where they can do it. And that gets us, a bunch of Google reviews for the business. So we jump into what that email needs to look like. If this is the kind of content that is helpful to your business, please give this video a like. It just lets me know that I should make more videos like this that are very practical, on the ground videos. And if you are trying to grow your lawn care business this year, all the way through the busy season, continue growing through the busy season, make sure that you're subscribed, because that is what we are all about on the Lightspeed Social Agency YouTube channel. Let's jump in. Okay, so the way that this email works, I'm going to give you the subject line that I think you should use, and I'm going to explain to you why I think you should use this kind of thing. So your customers are very used to you giving them transactional email, right? And what I mean by a transactional email is they get sent maybe a service announcement that you're coming out the next day. They get an invoice reminder. They get a receipt that their invoice has been paid. If you have it like set up to automatically do it, they might just get that and not even get the invoice. So they're used to getting those kind of transactional emails from them. And we need to lean into that a little bit, but also potentially have a bit of a pattern interrupt, right? They're used to seeing a bunch of receipt, invoice. We got to make sure our subject line seems like something they need to take action with, because normally they're not seeing things that provoke action from them unless they need to pay their invoice. So the subject line that I've used for the client that got us 20 Google reviews, so we got a really good open rate, and then we got a good click-through rate from there, which means that we weren't clickbaiting with the subject line. People didn't feel cheated when they opened the email. We want to avoid that. So the subject line that we used was, did we make a mistake, with a question mark on the end, right? We're asking them, did we make a mistake? Now that might get their hackles up a little bit. They might be like, oh no, did something go wrong? Like, I'm not home from work yet. Did they like screw up my lawn? And so then they click and open the email, and there was nothing dishonest in what we did to provoke the click, but we did bring up a little bit of emotion, right? So you can find that hook, that little worm on the hook really is what we're doing here, that gets them to bite. That is really, really helpful to you. So did we make a mistake? And then we lay out this email that is just, hey, as you know, we're a small local business. We rely on the good word of mouth from customers like you to have other people in the area learn about what we do. It would be really, really valuable to us if you would leave us a 5-star Google review, and then you give the link. And then below that, and this is the sentence I want you to take verbatim, you say, if there's any reason you would not feel comfortable leaving the full 5 stars, please reply to this email and let us know so we can make it right. Now, what you're doing here, if you're setting up a bargain, which we'll come back to, but you are also giving them a venue to complain, right? You're saying that anything less than 5 stars would be incomplete. So if they have a couple tiny complaints with you, they might leave you 3 or 4 stars. And we don't want those, right? We want outliers. We want 5 stars that push us our average higher. We don't want average reviews. So, and they don't understand that like that kind of hurts the business to leave a 3 or 4 star review. So we only want 5 stars. We want to apply anything less than that is incomplete, and we want to fix whatever's wrong that you wouldn't give us 5 stars. This, your customer might have a couple of complaints, right? They might, maybe the guys have left the gate open a couple of times. There's a spot by the drain spout that they always miss with the trimmer. But your customer doesn't want to take time out of their life to find your phone number, find your email address, shoot that over, get it fixed. So they're just like, kind of quietly miffed, but not letting you know about it. What you're doing by sending this email is giving them a venue to complain with no friction, right? If they've opened this email and they've read that sentence, they know they have the opportunity to write 2 sentences right now and maybe solve their problem. And that's what we want to give them the venue to do. Hey, Cody here, interrupting the video real quick to remind you that we have Lightspeed Plus. If this video has given you some of the resources you need to market and grow your business through the busy season, I want you to know that we also have a collection of resources that hit your inbox every month. During the spring, we add new services in. Over the summer, we're focused on increasing your client value, getting reviews out of customers. We have automations that we have built, scripts that we have written, all of these things to help you grow your business through the summer. So if you would like to talk to me about using Lightspeed Plus in your business, there's a link down below where you can schedule a one-on-one call with me where we go over what Lightspeed Plus has and whether or not it would be helpful to your business. All right, back to the video. We don't want to just blindly encourage people to leave Google reviews if we're going to get negative ones, right? Because those hurt the business. We're getting 1 stars. It's going to take us a lot of effort to overcome the impact that that has on our, not even our average rating, but just that there is a negative review. Now, some negative reviews can be helpful if the person sounds unhinged, but in general, most of your customers are probably good people. They're not leaving crazy reviews on your business. And so we want to avoid that. Especially we want to avoid a reasonable person who leaves us a bad review. Your customers love you, but like maybe like a gruff family member, they don't necessarily know how to express that. Right? If someone has stayed on with you and they're paying you hundreds of dollars a month to take care of their lawn, they are happy with the job that you're doing. And they just don't know, beyond paying you and giving you a smile in a way that they see you, they don't know how to express that, the love that they have for your business. And so we want to, in the same way we're creating a venue for them to complain and for us to fix it, we want to create that venue for them to tell us that we're doing a great job. And so one thing that you could flip in here is, hey, if there's a particular crew member who has done a really good job for you, you can reply to this email, or you can tell them to call them out in the review and they get a gift card or they get a lunch or, whatever it is. If they get called out in the review, adding those names to reviews make them look more genuine and make people feel like I'm going to have a personal connection with this company if I go with them. So as you all know, like the Google business profile is super valuable to build out. We're going to create a full tutorial for that in the next couple of weeks here. So keep an eye out for that. If you're not subscribed so that you see that when it comes out. But we're going to be taking a deep dive into, this is the SEO that matters now, right? The days of starting a blog for your lawn care business that for robots to read doesn't show up on Google in the same way that it used to, right? So I would much rather you dedicate your time to getting customers to leave you reviews. And I promised we were going to talk about the automation that I built here. So I'm going to kind of map that out for you. If you have access in your CRM to build this sort of automation, I know how to do it in Service Autopilot because I worked there for a number of years. But, most CRMs will have some way to do this, or you'll be linking out to, maybe an like email provider like MailChimp or something to set this up. So what I have it looking for is we want to do maintenance customers like quarterly. We want to ask them for a review. So you can set a cooldown period, or you can create like some sort of tag that gets put on them, and at 90 days it gets removed so the email can go out again. But we want to be asking customers for reviews on a regular cadence. And for any one-time job that you do, that, landscape install, mulch install, planting, whatever it looks like, whoever shaked the hand on that job at the end that gets it signed off on, that's a good opportunity to have a QR code that you show them and have them leave the review right then, and maybe even get them to take a picture of the project and post it with it. Pictures are really valuable here too. But we can also have an automation in our software that kicks over that link to them via email. The same setup, like, hey, we're really happy that, this project is completed and it looks amazing. we really hope that you would help us out as a small business owner to write a review. Now, the reason that I have been consistently phrasing this as like asking them for a favor is because people like people that they do favors for. This is a kind of thing, that psychological tactic that we can use, where by asking them for a favor, they get to feel like a good person because they did us a favor. They did something nice for us to help us. And so they feel good about themselves. And people who feel good about themselves when they're around you or interacting with your business are going to continue working with you. So let's cultivate that relationship. And I will see you next week.